And if you didn't know, we're back to training groups running together as well. So I know some of you on the call have joined those groups, and they're getting up to a great start. So what a great 2021 so far. All right, and I have a beer because I'm going to crack one. So, whoops, I just got beer all over my computer. Hazards of doing this live.
I want to thank you for bringing the good beer. Thank you.
Cheers, and I might just sip a little while we're celebrating tonight. All right, I'm going to wait a couple more minutes, like I said, just to let a few more join. You know, I think there were over 350 Winter Warriors this year. Rachel, do you know?
330.
330 Winter Warriors overall, committing to running during the winter, to staying fit, to doing a whole bunch of crazy challenges. That was kind of fun, right? But so far we have over 100 of you on this call. This is amazing. This is amazing. You've all been waiting, right? We kept you in suspense.
We all love a party.
I guess I need to keep more things in suspense. All right, yeah, you're just going to keep on coming in. I might assign Julie to the letting people in so I can pay more attention to what I'm saying. All right, well, we're going to start this party. So Winter Warriors 2021, I guess 2020, 2021, started off with a bang. Like I said, over 350 of you guys joined us in different things, different challenges, different runs throughout the week. Virtually, did everybody kind of enjoy a virtual group? Better than nothing, right? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So getting some positive reinforcement there. I'm glad we were able to come up with something quickly. I have some people that I need to put out word out of thanks to who did most of the work behind Winter Warriors this year. So first, as many of you know, Rachel, our Director of Communications and lead of marketing, and the person who's done everything around training right now and did a lot of the background, right? Then Ian and Fleet Flynn, if you guys watched any of those crazy videos, like he brought the life to a lot of the group and some fun. And then you've got some group leaders who are coming up with different challenges every week. So Steve Warrington, who is a workhorse and great. He was out there. I know he consistently did every run and also came up with some great ideas throughout the year or the season. So thanks to Steve, thanks to Becca, who supported the Tacoma crew, to Rachel, who supported the Portland crew, and to Emily, who was supporting the Boise crew. So, and I'm sure there's people from every location around the Northwest who are on this call. So give those guys a hand. You don't have to unmute to do this, but yeah, and thanks to all the hard work they put in to make Winter Warriors special during this difficult time. Well, I guess by the time we were starting Winter Warriors, we knew we had some challenges, right? And hopefully Winter Warriors gave all of you guys some hope throughout the season, something to look forward to, a new challenge every time, even a few that were unofficial. I noticed at the end there kind of happened, and some of you fell for those. But some extra challenges. But yeah, hopefully it gave you some hope, some joy during the season. And, now we're coming out of all of this and heading into spring, and we're starting to see a lot of people out on the trails, a lot of people running together. It's just a fun time, right? And I think we kept and maintained a pretty tight community as we came through this COVID season. So really looking forward to 2021 and what it's going to bring. But looking back, right? We have a slideshow for you guys. So hopefully all of you are in it someplace. We scraped and peeled and pulled photos off of Facebook. Actually, Ian did all this work and put together a cool slideshow. So I'm going to hand it over to Ian. He's going to bring this thing up, and hopefully you guys can see some fun that you had along the way. Remember some of these Winter Warriors moments. Ian, you ready?
I am. Bear with me.
All right. Was that fun or what? Yeah. Congrats to all you guys. When we got started, I was like, where's all the snow? Where's all the cold? But I guess we kind of went region by region. And so we ended up with a little bit more snow in Portland's later pictures, obviously. You guys had some winter this year and in Spokane. So, well, what a great Winter Warriors season. Looks like you guys all had fun doing these challenges, sometimes together, sometimes apart. But I know a lot of you accomplished the runs you planned on this year. Heck, we even had that Saucony challenge that happened. I can't believe how many posts I saw of people that ran 60 miles last month. So congrats to all of you for being consistent. All right. We've got some stories for you to share, or stories for, there's 4 people who are going to share stories tonight, I think. I believe I'm right on that. And so I'm going to hand it over to Rachel to kind of introduce this portion of the night's festivities. Rachel.
Hey, everybody. I want to thank you guys all for joining Winter Warriors and helping us navigate a really complex Winter Warrior season. It was really fun. And one of my favorite things to do was to check everybody's points every week after their Facebook challenges. And so one thing that we started to see was that there were just some incredible stories across our region. People who are overcoming the odds, looking at hard stuff, navigating all sorts of things, job loss, job stress, kids at home. And so I know that Winter Warriors was a lifeline for a lot of people who are here. And so we wanted to pinpoint and pick out a few people, one sort of person from each region to tell their story. I know there's so many more stories to tell, but we found a few people's to be really compelling. And so we connected with them and asked them to share just a few minutes of their running experience, their journey, how they found running, and how running has helped them navigate this COVID season, as well as overcome other challenges in their lives. So I decided to go in alphabetical order because I love every region, and you guys are all, I love the Puget Sound, I love Spokane, I love Portland, I love Boise. So it was hard to pick, who goes first, who goes last, whatever. So we're going to actually start with Anna Feigum out of Portland. I'm going to have her unmute and just tell a little bit of her story.
Thanks, Rachel. Hey, everyone. I'm Anna. As Rachel said, I live in Portland. I have a lot to say, but I'm going to try to make this succinct. I think everyone's lives and running and feelings are complex, but here we go. I wrote everything down, so hopefully they'll be succinct here. So growing up, I never liked to run. I didn't think I was very good at it, but I played soccer through college, and I always really loved the team aspect of it. As a college athlete, not working out post-college wasn't a good idea. I think anyone who was an athlete growing up can relate to this. I came from a family of marathoners. My grandpa, my parents, my sister, my aunts and uncles, my cousins, everybody. I suffered through a lot of half marathons because I thought that was my legacy. I thought that's what I was supposed to do, but always proclaiming that I was not built for marathons. Though I gravitated back to running, maybe out of a, working out as an adult necessity, but also to meet people. I really miss the social aspect of sports. I became a quote unquote serious runner in 2015 after I moved to New Orleans for grad school. I found a running group, I found some really great running buddies, and I ran my first marathon in 2016 in sandals, no less. I cried at mile 22, but I didn't stop, and I wanted to do it again. When I moved to Portland in 2017 for work, finding a running group was #1 priority. After an extensive Google search, I found Fleet Feet. You all have become my family away from home. I found really great friends, adventurous running buddies, and a really supportive community in all of you. I learned running consistency, strategy, nutrition, and got fitted for some really great sports bras. My boobs, thank you, Rachel. But most importantly, I found mental health perks through the endorphin rush and a sense of belonging. Running has become a meditation for me as I suffer from anxiety. I don't listen to music when I run. I do enjoy my surroundings and the people I'm with and mull over problems for hours on end. That might sound torturous, but rest assured it really helps me. It quiets my mind and helps me engage with the world around me in a more patient and consistent way. Most importantly, I found resilience through running, which was very much needed in 2020. So I'm an emergency manager for the state of Oregon. I work for the Department of Human Services and then recently switched over to the Oregon Office of Emergency Management. 2020 professionally was a lot. Dealing with the COVID response, as well as the wildfire response, which was the largest disaster in Oregon state history. And then on top of that, the continued fight against racial injustices. Stress was a given last year. You know, I worked professionally and personally the entire year to support the people of Oregon. I was working 15 to 18-hour days with no days off, you know, up till 2 a.m. protesting, trying to be everything to everyone. I forgot and then remembered that I had running in my toolkit, that self-care is the most important and that I can't help anyone until I help myself. And I held on to that through 2020, even though I ran less and wasn't able to do adventures that I had planned that I was really looking forward to. But 2020 taught me that I am more resilient than I thought I was or have historically been. I can do hard things and we all can do hard things. So in 2020, given everything, I have a newfound appreciation for running and what it's given me. So I'm really looking forward to the journey moving forward to run my first 50-miler on Mount Hood in July.
Anna, thanks for that. Everybody give Anna a hand. And I want to say a few things. I wasn't necessarily supposed to do this, but I'm going to break in anyway, to the Portland crowd who's on this call. I've seen some of you in the pictures as I've been able to scan. I know some of you are hidden behind not having your cameras on or maybe having an iPhone as your name. But so to Bill, to Richard, to Anna, to anybody else who might be on the call from Portland. We sold these stores this last year. We're proud to be able to finish Winter Warriors with you guys. There are new owners there in your market, and I'm very excited for Michael and, oh, I forgot, Kim Rothschild, the new owners of the Portland store. I can tell you the same great teams are there. So James and Caroline and Chris and Ryan and all of their staff are still in the stores ready to serve, ready to help you guys out. But I know I already miss coming to Portland a little bit. I know I'm going to miss a lot of you, but I thank you for your commitment to us during the years we did own those stores and to Fleet Feet. And that's really all I just wanted to say. I haven't had the opportunity necessarily to say that until now. So I'm going to hand it back over to Rachel and 3 other great stories. But thanks to Portland and thanks for showing up on this call. And hope everything is great going forward for you guys. All right, Rachel.
Thanks, and thanks, Anna. So next we're going to hear from Danielle out in Meridian, Idaho. So there's a lot of people on this call. So Danielle, if you just want to go ahead and unmute yourself, we want to hear your story.
Awesome. Thanks, Rachel. First, Anna, I want to say that I am also looking at the Mount Hood 50, so I'm going to connect with you later. So I'm Danielle Otto. I'm in Boise, Idaho. Sorry, my cat's with me. This is Littlefoot. So yeah, I am going to share just a little bit about my story and how I came to where I am. So I started running in 2011. I graduated college and I was at my all-time high in weight. My aunt actually had just passed away from neglecting her health, and it's pretty common for people in my family to peace out in their 50s. I just thought I was on that path, but I was able to connect the pattern of eating with my family and exercise habits, and I just knew that I was falling into that same trap. So I began my journey by eliminating processed foods, and unfortunately, through some really bad feedback mechanisms, I developed an eating disorder while losing weight. I had received a lot of compliments about how great I was looking, so I started to restrict my eating more. And throughout my whole journey, I think the absolute biggest lessons I've ever learned is to just use extreme caution when commenting on someone else's physical appearance, just because I learned how that can really affect some people. So at that time, I was running just for means of weight loss. It wasn't pretty, and it definitely was not healthy. I ended up losing over 100 pounds and became addicted to trail racing, and then I started obstacle course racing at an elite level. And in 2018, I ended up racing every single week. I did 54 races, like all over the country in 2018. So 2019, I decided to shift to ultra marathons. I ended up podium get on the podium in my second race. So then I became addicted to the thrill of competing and the addiction of that pain cave that separates physical and mental pain. So if anyone out there has done ultras, you'll know what I'm talking about, of like this pain cave. And for somebody that struggles with mental illness, it's really a refreshing place to be, being in a physical pain cave versus a mental one. And it can turn into a really maladaptive coping mechanism. So 2020 came along and I was in this really bad rut. It sucked for everybody, but it ended up being really good for me personally and in my personal growth. So it was a really big shift in the process. Since there weren't races, it forced me to shift my focus from performance running to process-based running. So it was just a whole year of putting in work every day, adding bricks to my training wall, and it just made me realize that everything that I was doing and that I had been doing over the last almost decade was doing for the wrong reasons. And I really wanted to learn to run for life. I wanted to run for health, which was my initial goal, and I just got really, really far from that in this decade. So with COVID-19, I worked for an airline, and it was pretty jarring with how that uprooted the airline industry, and I ended up being furloughed as a flight attendant. So still jobless, working through that. And then during that time, we decided to relocate to Boise from Fort Worth, Texas, just to be closer to family. And I'm like low-key convinced I'm actually a born mountain runner, even though I was born in Iowa, which to a lot of people is the same place as Idaho. And my mom actually thought we moved to Indiana for like the first 5 months of living here. So that was like a really weird conversation when she found out that I didn't live in Indiana. Also nice to not run in a humid swamp all the time. But even though it was a really rough year, it showed me that I can run outside of competition, and it just helped reset my views on everything I had struggled with. So my challenge for everyone else would be to try to find why you like to run, and then how you see the growth in your own running and how you can bring that back to your why. And I ended up finding a different mindset around racing. So I'm really excited to, once I get back to racing, to be able to implement this, that racing is just, it's not a competition between us and other people. It's just the culmination of all the bricks in our own personal training wall that we've built over time. So we're just running against our own self, and we just happen to be in a cooperative effort with other people, and you just go on the same course together. And so to wrap up, 2021 hopefully will bring me to my 100-miler finish that I didn't get to do in 2020, and then really focus on this process-oriented training. And I also would like to establish myself as a joy-based run coach. And then quickly, outside of running, excited to explore homesteading on the land that we got here in Idaho. We have over 400 square feet of gardening space, chickens, we're dabbling in orchard culture. So if anyone else has homesteads, please reach out to me because I have a lot of questions about that. Things like we just want to commit to growing like 75% of our own food over time and stuff like that. And then super pumped to explore the mountains and everything that Pacific Northwest has to offer. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Everybody give her a hand. And what a story, Danielle. I was not going to interrupt again, but I have to, because we're hiring in Boise. So if you need a job and you'd like to be in retail, we definitely could use you.
I've actually interviewed with Micah, and it ends up with all the stuff that I actually was supposed to talk to you. Ends up with all the stuff we have planned. It's just not going to work in my schedule right now. But yes, I did think of you guys.
All right, I couldn't help but say that your story aligns with so many of ours. So anyway, sorry it doesn't work out. Maybe we can figure out something. But all right, I'm going to hand it back to Rachel now. Nice meeting you, Danielle. All right, Rachel.
Yeah, so next we have a couple. It's a duo from Tacoma, from the Puget Sound area, Danielle and Trevor Payne. I have to say something really quick, though. Don't you guys wish that this were all the people that came to your wedding and gave the toasts? Like if you're married, like that's what I thought. I'm like, these are the people that I would want. Like they're so succinct and they cover all their points and they like followed directions and it's moving and it gets me all going. So I just thank you guys so much for sticking to the rules, and you know, it's great. So crack open your beers or your wines or whatever now. So I'm going to hand it over to the Paynes. I see them in the corner.
Hello. Dominique Payne, not Danielle, but that's okay. And no pressure now.
So sorry.
Yeah, I'm not as prepared as the other two ladies were, but I guess I'll just start from the beginning. Kind of like Anna, I wasn't really athletic when I was younger. I didn't really do any sports, young, like elementary and middle school. I actually used to walk the mile in PE, which is really ironic because one, I'm a PE teacher now, and two, I run a marathon, so it's crazy. But I guess in high school, just some of my friends encouraged me to join cross country. So that's kind of where I started running. And then also in high school, I ran track, but I didn't do distance, I did jumps. So that's kind of where I was in high school. And then in college, I also competed in track and field at Eastern Washington University in the jumps. So not distance running, but once I got done with my track eligibility in 2019, at Eastern, I wanted to do something just to stay healthy and be competitive, I guess, because that's what I had been doing for a while. So I joined Fleet Feet, and it turned out the day that I came and joined, they were all like training for Portland half marathon and marathon. And so I just jumped right in, and I accidentally ended up running like 12 miles with Holly and Dan. So then after that, I just kept running with them all summer. And I didn't really have intentions to run the marathon, but like 2 weeks before, after doing all that training, I was like, I might as well just do it. So I went and ran with Holly and Dan, and I see your message, Holly, I miss you too. So that's kind of my story with running. Recently, we moved here from Spokane. Yeah, I missed that part. So we used to live in Spokane. We just moved to the Tacoma area in October for my job. So I don't even know. I guess that's it. I guess now I coach cross country too, and just over this time during COVID and stuff, teaching online. I'm a PE teacher, like I said, has been really tough, like sitting all day. And Winter Warriors kind of got me up and moving throughout this winter. Now, Trevor, my husband.
Hi, I'm Trevor. I was never a runner. I also competed in track at Eastern Washington University, but I was a thrower. And I probably went like 4 years without running in high school. And track and field was always a big passion of mine, but I was always a thrower. And I just thought, why would I run? Because I'm trying to throw, basically. And then I just graduated, and I was seeing how much fun Dominique was having with her Fleet Feet running group. And I went down and supported her when she ran the Portland Marathon, and just really loved the atmosphere of the event and everyone cheering each other on and the competitiveness. And just like, oh, I'll start going for some runs with you. So we started going on like 1 or 2 mile runs. And I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I kept going. And then just started running with the Spokane group also, and doing longer runs and getting to know the running community at Fleet Feet. And then Dom got this job offer in October, and we were just starting to really I don't know, I feel like we started to know people in Spokane. And then I was like, hey, look, there's a Fleet Feet in Tacoma. And so when we moved here, we signed up for Winter Warriors down here. And hopefully when we're back in person, we'll get to know more of the people down here. But yeah.
All right, I'm going to interrupt again. Thanks, Dominique and Trevor. Great stories. And you might know Chris and Kristen Schroll, who are our managers up in Bonnie Lake. So they're over there too. They probably maybe were on your teams a little bit because they graduated maybe a little before you did. But both runners, obviously. But glad you're with us over in Tacoma too. All right, Rachel, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Thanks. All right. So sorry, Dominique, it's too many D's. Last, we've got Carrie from Spokane. I see her in the corner as well. So Carrie, thanks for joining us. I just know from all of our Facebook interactions that you're an encourager with capital E. So I'm interested to hear your story and for you to hopefully just inspire other people. So have at it.
Okay, hi everybody. First of all, Dominique, I really want to know how you just accidentally run 12 miles. I hope my coach didn't hear that and tell me someday to accidentally run 12 miles. So
I heard
that
it.
was
I heard
awesome.
it. I heard
Oh
it.
shoot, he heard it. So yeah, my name's Carrie Kelly and I'm from Spokane. One of the things that I have been kind of stressing out about all day is walking out of my house without a hat on or a visor or something covering my head. So I'm going to start in 2021 and go backwards, but some of you know me, some of you don't, but I'm now kind of the bald, well, I am the bald runner. I was diagnosed with alopecia about 6 months ago and my hair just continually fell out. And it was becoming really, really hard. And so on February 8th, I thought I'm shaving my head. And I'm also shaving off sometimes on my runs. My coach could also attest to that maybe. But running has taught me that I can do hard things and it's an inside job. I started running actually 9 years ago this month. I did the first St. Patty's 5 here in Spokane with a pair of sweats on, a sweatshirt, a hat, my 6 or 7-year-old daughter, and an umbrella because it was raining. And I got really angry at mile 3 because I thought it was a 5K and I still had 2 miles to go. My husband was miserable, I was miserable, my youngest daughter was miserable, and we got to the finish line and I'm like, I'm gonna do that again. This was pretty fun. So when I started running, I had known, I have a deep faith, and I kept hearing in my head these words, run, carry, run. And I'm like, I know that is not for me. And I just kept hearing run, carry, run, and I ignored it for months and months and months. One morning I was having quiet time and I'm angry at, saying, God, I don't hear you talking to me. What's going on? And I hear this run, carry again. And I'm like, fine, I'm going to run. I went down to my closet. I got my Costco running shoes. I went to the track. This was before Fleet Feet was open in Spokane in 2012. I went to the track. I tried to run a lap around it. I couldn't do it. I stomped home mad and I'm like, I'm going to do this again next week or tomorrow morning. So that's how I started running. And after that first St. Patty's 5, I'm like, I'm going to do a half marathon. So my husband and I signed up for a half marathon in Sandpoint. It was like 6 months later, ran that, trained for it. I had a training plan because again, Fleet Feet wasn't here yet. I got a training plan from a magazine. We ran that race. I fell in love with it. At the end of it, there was a woman there handing out cards and flyers for a marathon. And my husband and I were still pretty crazy. We just run 13 miles and we're like, we're going to do this. So we signed up for the Windermere full marathon, trained for that. A week before, my husband had a hernia operation and couldn't run. And I was devastated. I wasn't going to do it. And he said, no, Carrie, God didn't tell me to run. Kind of like you, Dominique, and your husband. My husband saw how much fun I was having and he decided to run with me. And so he said, God told you to run. You run this race. And so I ran my first marathon and I crossed the finish line, marathon drunk. And I said, I'm going to be an Ironman before I'm 50. I had no idea what Ironman entailed. I didn't know how far you ran or swam or biked. And it's probably a really good thing because I never would have signed up. But long story short, here comes Fleet Feet into this picture. And I got some great running shoes. I got involved with training programs there. I signed up for my first half Ironman, which was in June of 2016. Wade coached me and my two best friends to our first Ironman in 2018, November 18th, 2018, we became Ironman. And we got done with that, and I walked, we came back to Spokane, and Winter Warriors started that year on my 50th birthday. I became an Ironman 5 days before the 50th birthday. And I had talked to Wade. I said, 2019, Wade, I just want to run. That's all I want to do. I just want to run. I want to get fast on the run. And he's like, okay, we can do that. Let's do that. And, you come home from Ironman and, you don't have Training Peaks workouts anymore. And I slowly just started to run for fun. And I said, Coach, I think I just want to run 2019 for fun. And he said, that sounds like a good idea. In June of 2019, I was diagnosed with lung cancer and breast cancer. Long story short, I can't say thanks for fitting me for my bras anymore, because I have fake boobs and don't need great running bras anymore. But the running community, my friends, my faith in God really walked me through 2019 and into 2020. I had 3 pretty significant surgeries. And I thought, I'm never going to be able to run again. I don't know what this is going to entail. And the hardest thing for me is not comparing myself to you or other people. It's comparing myself to myself. And I thought, a year ago, I was in the best shape of my life. I had just completed an Ironman, and life is never going to be the same. I couldn't walk a lap around my living room. And the first time I walked 10 laps around my living room, I felt like an Ironman. And I thought, you know what, I can do this again. And so 496 days ago today, I started walking. I said, I'm going to walk or run at least 1 mile every day. And I've held that commitment even through those couple surgeries. I'm with my friend Keith, who finished Ironman. Actually, he finished before me, but we trained and raced together, and his wife Maria. We're team trio. He's probably seen lots of pictures. But after my 3rd surgery on February 24th a year ago, I got out of the hospital and Keith came over. I don't remember the walk. I was probably high on pain medicine, but he walked that mile with me, and I was able to continue doing it. And so, that I was recovering, and I was all excited for, 2020 to come along, and then, shelter in place and COVID happens, and I was really sinking into this low place. And I thought, 2020, it sucked, it sucked, but I had to flip the script, because I can look back. I don't want to look back at 2020 in a year from now or 5 years or 10 years from now and go, you know what, 2020 really sucked. 2020 taught me that we can all collectively do hard things together. We might be running apart, but we do run together as one. Winter Warriors with 350 people from all over our region has been such an encouragement and such an inspiring thing for me. There have been days when I didn't want to get up and go out and do something, and I'm like, no, other people are. And we get some pretty cool prizes. So, it's taught me that I'm not alone, and the people group that I've met, because, 9 years ago, I'm like, okay, I'm going to find some Costco running shoes and run. You all are people, Keith, Maria, there's so many people, Sandy, there's just so many people that would not be in my life had I not listened to that voice that said run. And so moving into 2021, I started training again January 1st. I'm like, okay, coach, this year, my goal is to get a 2-hour half marathon and a 4.5-hour full. And I'm kind of an old lady. I have 12 kids and 9 grandkids. But I can do this, and I trust the coach, I trust the plan, I trust the process for the most part, Wade. I trust the plan. But I've signed up for 4 half marathons, and we're looking for a fall marathon to run, and I'm just going to enjoy it. 2021 I was started into 2021 really hopeful, really encouraged. My mother-in-law was diagnosed with a grade 3 brain tumor. There's a lot of things going on physically, and I'm like, 2021 is just 2020 with a 1 on it. And then I had to flip that script again and just say, I'm blessed and I don't get to choose the circumstances. It's like when you start out on a race, I don't get to choose the course. I sign up for the course and I run it, regardless of the circumstances around me. So I'm going to run 2021, and I look forward to hopefully running with a lot of you and seeing you out there. But I'm going to be hopeful and stay consistent. So I'm just really grateful for all of you. And thanks, Rachel, for asking me to share a little bit of my story. And thanks, Coach, for trusting me.
Of course, of course. I'm going to interrupt again because I can't help it. First, I want to say it's the aerodynamics, Carrie. That's really what's cut the, no, actually it's the fitness, right? It's the consistency. I just want to say that I can't think of 4 better stories to share with Winter Warriors. This is why we do what we do, to help people achieve their goals, to help people overcome obstacles, to continue through challenges, and to just to build community. And that's what Winter Warriors has always been about. It's been about taking something that might otherwise put us on the couch and get us outdoors. So and there's no bigger story than Carrie of getting off the couch when she probably wanted to stay on it. I remember moments, one of my greatest things ever as a coach was being in Arizona with Team Trio as these 3 first-time Ironmen are all coming out of the water on the bike, and at different, there's one of them, and at different times on that run, and being able to share those moments with them. And as they cross that finish line, being able to, I probably ran more than an Ironman that day anyway, but I just can't think of a better time. So thanks for sharing your story. Thanks everybody for listening to those stories, and hopefully this is giving you some encouragement for the next year, for 2021. All right, I'm going to hand it back over to Rachel because I don't remember what's next.
Well, Winter Warriors, as you guys know, is as much about the stories. It's mostly about the stories, which is why it's taken the lion's share of the time. But it's also about the points, and it's also about the prizes. So we haven't forgotten any of that, and we kept you waiting because we wanted to make sure that the product was special. We wanted to count the points as best as we could. I know that there were some headaches with Fitville along the way. I had like an alarm every morning to check my email and all the Fitville messages, make sure that people got their points. So, hopefully everything is as accurate and as right as possible, but thanks for bearing with us as we figured out how to take things completely virtual. I know that, it was trying and probably a little frustrating at times. It's even making my kid cry. So, if you can hear it. So first, we wanted to just thank you guys and offer a raffle for people who were actually choosing to be on this call. So we're raffling off a couple things. Well, we're raffling off 4 things. So I'm going to go ahead. Ian did a random raffle pick while we were all sharing stories. And so I'm going to share those names. Let's see, I've got the names on my phone, so I'll work with Julie on making sure you guys get these prizes. So hang with us on that, but we're gonna do 2 $50 Fleet Feet gift cards that we're raffling off to 2 people on this call, and then 2 sort of Winter Warrior packs. So we had some extra beanies. So it's a beanie and Winter Warrior sock pairing. So either give it to your running buddy if you were in the beanie tier, or, I don't know, put 2 hats on, do whatever you want with it. Put it on your dog. There's a lot of dogs on this call. Put it on your cat, whatever you want to do.
Extra cold days.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so here's our people. Here's our Winter Warriors sock and beanie hat combo winners. Pat Kolinik. Whoop, whoop. Put a little clap reaction. Yee! Get crazy. And then Jill Johnson is our other winner. So we'll follow up with you for those beanie packs. Thank you. I see all the little hands. Polite golf clap. I like that. And then we have our 2 $50 gift card winners. We're going to give those to Tara. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Jawland. Woo! Okay. And Jeff Pinnock.
Oh, Jeff.
Woo, woo, woo. So we'll follow up with you guys on your raffle prizes, and I'm going to hand it back to Wade because actually I'll say this really quick. We left everything off the website and off the leaderboard page. So right when we finish this call tonight, everything that Wade outlines will then be published on the website. So all the tier lists will be published. And so if you miss something or you're mid beer and you don't get the information, you can find it all on the website. So who to contact, who got each tier list, you know, your top, your middle, and your last, where to pick up your prizes, whatever. And lots of you guys have my email. So if you have any issues, email me or email Ian. I'm sure he would love just one more Winter Warriors email. So the one thing that I will explain, just in case Wade misses it, is because we had so many people tied for first, we reduced our tier 2 winners. So we usually say, you know, top 10% equals hoodie, next 10% equals beanie, next 20% equals tee. Well, we had so many people who just hit the number 1 category. And this is also explained on the website. I'm a big fan of over communication. There's a lot of people that got hoodies. So we reduced the beanie crowd just a little bit. So heads up on that. I think we did, but whatever, we tried to be generous because we knew it was a crazy season. There were a lot of people tied for first. A lot of people literally did everything. So, you know, we're excited for next year Winter Warrior season when we can again give extra points for cold weather and bringing a friend and rain, because of course that makes it way more fun. So I'm going to hand it back to Wade. Ian, go ahead and queue up your slideshow, and I'm going to be working on the back end to make sure that the website is published by the time this call wraps up.
Oh, wow. You're going to do it that fast? That's amazing. All right. Well, yeah, it's all about the points, right, folks? Have we created monsters or what? I had no idea when we started this 9 years ago or 8 years ago that we would be creating such monsters about points. But here it is. It's about the results for Winter Warriors 2020-2021. Let's go ahead and cue the next slide. So it's 3 tiers. You guys all know this. We do this every time. But this year, tier 1, it's usually 10% of the participants. So that would have been 35 people. But 50 people-ish, somewhere right around there, scored 50 of all 50 possible points. No matter what we did to try to make it tougher, you guys shared information amongst yourselves. You gave away the secret clues, whatever it was. It didn't matter. We couldn't shake you. So we've got a bunch of tier 1. The next tier is about 10%. Normally that'd be 15%, and then the third tier, 15%. So if you were in the top 50% of point earners in Winter Warriors, you would earn something, right? If you're in the bottom 50%, you paid for the other people's prizes. But either way, it's been a lot of fun. Let's move on to the next slide. If we can. I can't direct it. There we, oops. Yeah, go there. Nope, we're going through a bunch of slides now. All right, here we go. So the hoodie crew, this is by alphabetical order. You should be able to find yourself on these. If you are a winner of the hoodie, can everybody see me, or are y'all just seeing the slides at this point? I'll share the hoodie.
Can see both.
Okay, great. So here is the hoodie. All right, so COVID sucks. Let's run, right? I know for some of you, it probably ended up being a great year because of all of that. But anyways, that's the saying this year. This is always something that I've got to come up with over lots of different exercises. But yeah, COVID sucks. Let's run. All right, so there's the first crew. Let's move on to the second crew. Find yourself if you're on there. Congratulations to everyone who won the hoodies. All right, and I know you can pick those up in stores. I think starting tomorrow, your names are already on them. So don't try to cheat. Don't try to say you got a hoodie. It's only those who actually got it all done, right? All right, well, congratulations to everybody who's part of the hoodie crew. Let's move on to the beanies. So this year, we've got some really great craft beanies with a custom Winter Warriors, I don't know, patch on it. Very nice. They fit greatly. So find your name on the beanie crew. There's a couple of slides of the beanie crew as well. So congratulations, you guys were C students and above is what I like to call you. But yeah, so the beanie crew part 2. There's some past winners on here. Bill Hood, Major Laban. These guys were like war horses when we were out there doing it in the cold. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So the final crew is the t-shirt crew. Again, it's a Winter Warriors tee, men's and women's sizing, really awesome. Back to the COVID sucks. So great job to the t-shirt crew. If you're on here, you can pick these up in store as well. What's that? Oh, we have some extras of some things to buy. So if you want to drop into the store and buy some stuff, we will sell it to you. Just in case you're wondering, we are still a retail store, so we're here to sell you some stuff too. But yeah, give everybody a hand. Those are the names of the other 50%. You can be an F student and still get something in this. So great job, everybody. All right, moving on. So again, we had 50 out of 50 points. We had over 50 people win the top tier, right? And so normally there would be one winner warrior in each market. We just had to go to basically a raffle or a drawing for a random drawing, of course. We didn't have anybody picked out for this. For the head-to-toe outfits from our sponsor, Brooks Running. Brooks has sponsored this whole year. So the winners are, everybody give a round of applause here. Shannon Rowe, Cindy Durgan, Ron Homer, and Kimberly Corcoran are the winners of the Brooks outfit. So again, I believe Julie is coordinating all of that. We'll be in contact with you guys, I think, to get it all set up. But those are the random drawings, the people who managed to win the overall Winter Warriors this year. All right, great job to everybody who did that. Let's go back. Yeah, all right, perfect. Well, that's really our program for tonight, I think, unless I'm missing something else. I want to celebrate each and every one of you for the accomplishments you've managed to put in this winter, for the runs you've done. I'll bet each and every one of you feel fitter right now than you did last winter when you came out of the winter. If this was your first time, if you're a serial Winter Warrior, it's all about the points, right? You're going to come back year after year and do this again. We are looking forward to, you probably feel the same as you did last year, but I am very excited about what you guys are going to accomplish this spring. If you haven't yet looked at our spring training programs, go ahead and check them out. There's still time to join if you want to train for a 10K or a half marathon. There's still time to join those groups. We're doing them safely in COVID-safe environments. So you can find that on our website under training. You can do it virtually as well. Be delivered the program, be on coaching calls with me. Isn't that the funnest part anyway, right? You get coaching from me a half an hour every week. I think it's kind of fun, but anyways, yeah, there's some people who are giving me props. Thanks. But yeah, learn maybe a little bit more about running or a few interesting stories along the way. Anyways, I'm amazed that 125 of you showed up tonight. That's amazing. For another Zoom call. I'm really glad to see all of your faces, those of you who've left your cameras on. And I'm wishing you the best of the starts to 2021. I hope to see you around the stores or in groups. And just keep running. That's the important thing, right? Keep running and run happy. All right, guys. Congrats to everybody. And I'm signing off for the night. Enjoy, and we'll talk later.
Thank you.
Quick, before you end it, hold on. For anyone still here, I just posted this link and I'm going to keep posting it because everyone keeps chatting. If you want to find the leaderboard, I'll post it on Facebook too, but look at me, I'm just interrupting everybody. You can follow that.
There you go. Rachel is absolutely amazing. I saw that posted there as well. So
check that link or check Facebook and we will see you this year, but much later.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Woo!
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.